audio secrecy was a concept that kind of started out before we even had the title for the album. But I knew that I wanted to kind of just basically come up with a cool intro that would work with the album, that would kind of get us into the meat of the album. And I just kept hearing this drone in my head, you know, that just, it was almost like a weird kind of sadistic heartbeat anyway, like almost like a melancholy heartbeat that would just kind of set up the explosion that happens on Mission Statement. And so I mean, it came together fairly quickly. I wrote it probably that day, and it only took us about an hour to record, and then we added like the little noise and stuff underneath it later, and it came together really well. You know, I played all the piano on it, I played all the synth on it, and Nick added a little bit at the beginning, and it just came together very quickly. And I think it's a perfect setup. It's a nice little way to start the album, because it does start very exciting, and it's a great way to kind of let the crescendo happen naturally. Mission Statement was a song that actually kind of, it came in a little later. We had basically written the meat of the album, and it was getting down to the point where we were getting ready to go in the studio, and we just felt like we had one or two songs missing. And Josh had a handful of riffs that were really, really cool, and we just hadn't put them together. And so me and him kind of sat down, and we started kind of putting this tune together. And then we got Jim and Roy involved with it, and it just all kind of started to build and build and build and build. And you know, once the whole band started jamming on it, and then me and him started kind of throwing arrangements back and forth together, it really became something special. And especially once we recorded it became explosive, and I was stoked. Lyrically, it's just about, I mean, the title kind of says it all. You know, it's just about knowing who you are at the end of the day. From the moment you wake up, the moment you go to bed, knowing who you are and not letting outside definitions affect that, you know, which is very easy to do in this day and age, especially when there's so many people who want to try and define you and keep you in that box. The more you know yourself, the more you kick those boxes over, you kick those walls down. And that's where the sarcasm comes from in the chorus. Just tell me who I am, because, you know, at the end of the day, I know who I am more than you do. So let it go. Accept it for what it is. Digital, Did You Tell, is a tune that actually Jim brought in. I'm fairly certain it was the last tune to come in, and it came together very quickly. I mean, it was a tune that he'd been working on, and then he kind of slowly but surely started letting other people hear the music, and we were all just thrown for a loop. It was so good that we were like, oh, dude, we got to work on this. So the guys put together a rather long cut of it, and then once I wrote the lyrics, we kind of chopped it down to kind of fit with the song feel and a song vibe. And it was the song that that really kind of set the standard. It was just like, okay, now everything has got to feel as good as this tune. And so by the time we went into the studio to record, there was an excitement in the music that was going to happen because of Digital, because we had that one tune that was just like, it was different, but it was exciting, but it was prog, but it was rock, and it was just all these really great things. And it was just a great showcase for the band. I mean, everyone in the band has a great hero moment in that song, and it felt really good to record. Lyrically, it's basically about the isolation of the digital age, where more and more people are afraid to come out of their bubble. More and more people are afraid to come out of their cocoon. They would rather sit in front of an electric screen and pour their hate or pour their emotions anonymously into the world, and there's nothing cathartic about that. There's nothing healthy about that. And it's basically me just saying, hey, take a break, unplug, live your life for a while, you know? Get out and experience life while you can, because it could be gone like that.